How's it going, guys? TFF back here today with a little bit of another different video. I'll be talking about the MLB AL wildcard, specifically focusing on the AL East division. The AL wildcard is looking like it's down to three teams currently: the Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees, and Toronto Blue Jays, with the Tampa Bay Rays pretty much securing the division with a strong lead over there. Currently, it's looking like it's almost even between the three teams. However, there's a pivotal series coming up next week between the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. I currently think that the Boston Red Sox are the one team that's a lock to make the wild card position, whether that be first or second spot. I'm not really sure, but I think that they are probably the best team out of the two. That leaves the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. That series next week will really decide who's going to be making it into the playoffs via the wild card. And I personally think that based on the head-to-head matchups and the lineups, and especially the pitching rotation, I think that the Toronto Blue Jays do have an advantage in most areas on the field. And I do think that the Toronto Blue Jays will be able to make the AL wild card and face the Boston Red Sox to see who will go on to further in the playoffs. I think the Blue Jays have the hotter bats currently, have the more balanced lineup, although the Yankees did add Gallo and Rizzo at the trade deadline, which were big helps, but I think that the pitching staff really separates the Blue Jays from the Yankees. Garrett Cole is obviously the best pitcher on either team, however, beyond that, I think that the Blue Jays staff runs very deep, with Ray being excellent this season, Manoah being very good, Berrios just coming in at the trade deadline. He's looked on and off, but when he's on, he looks great. And Alek Manoah, a young kid, a rookie that's been looking absolutely fantastic. I think that the pitching staff will really be the difference in deciding who's going to be the AL wildcard position. Although the bullpen of the Blue Jays is suspect at best, I do think that the Yankees bullpen isn't the greatest. Obviously, Aroldis Chapman looks fantastic at the beginning of the season. Then he really took a downturn. Now he's not looking as great. And I do think that the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen could slightly edge them, although I do think that both of them are not very good bullpen-wise, and that means that the pitching staff is going to be the real difference if the bats are relatively equal, and I do think the Blue Jays have the better bats. Speaking of the Red Sox really quickly, I think they have a very balanced lineup. Their bullpen is quite good, and the pitching staff is quite good all around. They're just a solid team, and I think that the best out of those three teams fighting for the wild card, so I think they're a lock. And then after that, I think it's the Blue Jays and then the Yankees. However, anything can change with the series coming up next week between the Blue Jays and the Yankees, as that three-game set is going to be pivotal, as each match is worth one game in the standings, so 1 or 2 wins from either team will really change the standings. However, a sweep from either team will really put a damper on the hopes. So once again, just going to say it's the Rays winning the AL East, with the Red Sox coming in the first wildcard position and the Blue Jays coming in the second. Thank you guys so much. TFF out, like and subscribe.